What up, what up, what up? It's Friday, and I'm your girl, Nikita Jervy of Kita's Peace, where we promote peace in your head, heart, and home. And I am back with another effing Friday message. So, today's word is fast. Fast, F-A-S-T. Okay, there are obviously a few definitions of fast, but for this message, we are going to use the following biblical definition, which means to abstain from all or some kinds of food or drink, usually as a religious observance. Okay, about a week ago, a family member of ours went to the hospital, and the doctors have no clear diagnosis. Like, they don't know what's going on. Like, they're just like, I don't know, and so that person is still in the hospital, getting better, but still in the hospital. That side of my family, we have a prayer line that we get on every Monday at 6 a.m. Okay, we firmly believe in the power of prayer and the power of being on one accord. However, when big stuff like this arises in our family, fasting is always a suggested addition to our prayer. Okay, there are several instances in the Bible of fasting. Okay, and I'm going to just list a few. Nehemiah fasted for confession, repentance, and favor in the sight of the king to get permission to rebuild the walls of Jeremiah in Nehemiah 1 and 4. David humbled himself for God to intervene because of injustice. He basically fasted in Psalms 35 and 13. He also fasted in 2 Samuel 12:16 through 17. He fasted for healing and miraculous intervention of God. Mordecai and the Jews fasted upon hearing of Haman's wicked plot for their extermination in Esther 4 and 3. And the early church fasted while worshiping and committing their ministry to the Lord. They also sought the Lord through fasting for guidance, confirmation, and the appointment of elders. And that is found in Acts 13 and 2 and 14 and 23. Okay, but the most notable instance of fasting is when Jesus fasted in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights before he began doing his ministry, and that is found in Luke 4, 1 through 13. Okay, simply going without food because it's not available or because of medical reasons or even because of a diet is not biblical fasting. Okay, there must be spiritual motivation to qualify a fast as spiritual, which is why in most cases fasting is paired with prayer or worship. When you deprive yourself of natural nourishment in pursuit of spiritual things, you are choosing your hunger for God over your hunger for food. This allows us to focus on God, his goodness, and his promises, but also through that time of fasting, however long it may be, 40 days, 40 nights, 10 days like David, or a day, it brings us closer to him, and it can change our hearts. There are right and wrong reasons for a fast, and here are a few right reasons. Repentance, spiritual strength against an enemy attack, to break demonic bondage. That's found in Matthew 17:21. This kind does not come out except through prayer and fasting. That's what Jesus said to his disciples when they asked him basically, why couldn't I cast out this demon? Okay, that's in Matthew 17:21. To awaken a spiritual hunger for God that may be dulled because of a desire for other things. Okay, to test our faith and see what desires are controlling us at that time, to forfeit good things for God things. Okay, to forfeit good things for God things, which is always better and best for our lives, to express our desire for his return. Jesus said, I have food to eat that you know nothing about, and that's in John 4:32. And lastly, to demonstrate our love and desire for God above all things, including his hand, his gifts, his blessings to us. In my family's case, we are believing for spiritual strength and obviously healing. A few wrong reasons for fasting are to be seen by others. This is Matthew 6:18. The critical issue is not whether people know you are fasting, but whether you want them to know so that you can bask in their admiration. That's a no-no. 2 would be to be justified by God. Luke 18:12-14. There were once two men. One said, I fast twice a week. The other said, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Only one went down to his house justified, and that was not the one fasting. Okay. And then, or claiming to fast. And then third, to be commended by God. 1 Corinthians 8:8. Food will not be commended to us. Food will not commend us to God. We are neither the worse if we do not eat, nor the better if we do eat. Fasting does not cause us to earn something from God, but it helps us to be more receptive to what he wants to do in and through us. Okay, there are 3 types of fast that I found in the Bible, which I'm sure, you know, with all these new fads that there may be others, but these are the only 3 that I found in the Bible. Okay. Number 1 would be a partial fast, which is also called the Daniel fast. And that's where you give up like meat, wine, delicacies like, you know, sugars and stuff like that. And that is found in Daniel 1:8-14 and in Daniel 10:3. A supernatural fast where you give up everything. That's why it's supernatural. That's giving up food and water. Our bodies need water to survive, so that's why it is supernatural. You're really relying on God to sustain you during that time, and that is found in Deuteronomy 9:9. These men gave up food and water for 40 days. In Deuteronomy 9:9. And then a complete fast where you just give up food and you're only taking in water or juice only. And that's the type of fast that Jesus was on in Luke 4:2. He said he ate no food. Okay. And so this week, family, I challenge you to look at your relationship with God. And if you find yourself in need of any of the reasons that are right for fasting, consider fasting and praying. Consider going into that moment of worship where you're giving up, you're sacrificing your natural food for a deeper spiritual relationship with him. It doesn't have to be right now. You can consult God and schedule it accordingly, but it will definitely bring you closer to him, and it may open your eyes to his plan for your life. Okay. I pray that this has blessed you. I am Nikita Jervy, the Peace Promoter. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, love you. Bye.